Today we're going to finish working on our day and night print. So last time we got a piece of foam and we drew a landscape on our foam with pencil. So first we started with our horizon line, which is the line where the sky meets the ground. And we drew our line with our pencil and we went over it a few times so it created a ridge in our foam. And we kind of added some details. I'm going to add a circle, maybe a few other lines, maybe a pool of water, and maybe some clouds. And then we went over all those lines so they show up really well. Today we're going to make a series of prints out of our foam plate. So the first thing we need to do is get our material. So we'll need some markers, a sponge, and some paper that's the same size as our foam. So the first thing I'm going to do is use my markers and color in my foam. Now, remember, we're thinking about day and night, so I'm going to pick either day or night to make my first print. I think for my first print, I'm going to pick day. So let me think of what colors I want to use. When I think of the day, I think of bright colors like yellow, pink, orange, maybe even green. So these are the colors I'm going to use. Maybe I'll even use a little bit of blue in the sky. All right, so next I'm going to color in my design. Now, the marker comes off on your fingers really easily, so try not to touch the foam where you've already put the marker. So try coloring from top to bottom, and then you can hold your fingers here until you're finished. All right, now I've colored this completely in except for the white cloud that I want to leave white. So the only thing that will be white on here is the cloud and the lines that I drew with my pencil. So I'm going to set this aside and get my paper out. Now, to prepare the paper, we need to get a sponge that's a little bit wet and just gently wipe water on top of the paper. So I'm gently wiping some water. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my printing plate, I'm going to line it up, I'm going to lay it on top of my paper, and then I'm going to take a marker and just rub over my foam, kind of like a squeegee, pressing down so that I can get a nice print. So this rubs the marker onto the paper. All right, let's see what kind of print we got. Ooh, look at that. That came out really nicely. So I must have got a good amount of water and a nice amount of marker. It looks like the paper was a little dry here. That's why it's a little bumpy. But that's a pretty good print for my day. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a night print. So when I think about the night, the sky would be dark. So maybe I'll use some black for the sky. And I think about darker colors like gray, purple. Maybe I'll even use this teal green. So that's what I'm going to use for my night print. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to color this all in. And instead of the sun, I'm going to color this in gray so it can be the moon. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to get a new piece of paper, and I'm just going to wipe my sponge on the paper to get it wet. And then I'm going to line up my foam, press it down, use a marker to squeegee over it. And I'm really pressing hard. I'm trying to really press my styrofoam onto my paper, and then I'm going to peel it back, and I have a print. Now let's compare these two prints. So that's pretty cool. I have my day and my night. When you're done, if you want, you can pick your best prints and you can even glue them on a piece of paper, and then you'll have your day and night prints.